The main arena feature is the drill tower. Makes a great spot to push robots into and let the drill do the work for you. You need to watch out for the flame pipes. Nasty gouts of flame burst out when the valve is switched on. Be careful of the gaps in the fences. It's easy to push a robot off the side and into the water below. Mind the barrels filled with oil. Spillages can make a real mess. 3, 2, 1. Activate! The crowd are waiting for something to happen here. The blades spin as it comes in on the offensive. Titanium armor, not as effective against that impact as they'd like. Not too easy to cut into titanium armor. The Kevlar armor giving it great protection though. The steel armor giving it some protection from the impact. My word, there's bits of robot all over the arena. Trying hard to cut through the Kevlar. A mighty clunk as it makes contact. It's tougher than it looks. Only a few scratches this time. Their spike's been broken off! The blades grind in, but only superficial damage that time. The armor holding out well against the charge. This is classic Robot Wars! The aluminium armor, not much defense against this kind of attack. The Kevlar, not the toughest armor against blades like this. Tricky to cut into the titanium, luckily for them. The titanium won't be able to stand up to too much of that. The axe has been broken off! No more use out of that then! The aluminium shell, very flimsy protection against this onslaught. The rotating lawnmower blades heading in to cut it down to size. The steel armor giving it some defense against the enthusiastically, but they'll be lucky to get a scratch on this tough machine. The titanium armor, not as effective against that impact as they'd like. They can't right themselves here. I'm afraid it's game over. The Kevlar armor giving it great protection though. Off comes the spike! They're gonna have to try another tactic now! Bits and pieces everywhere. You can melt them down, I suppose, and make a whole new robot out of them. The titanium standing up well to the punishment. The titanium cease!
Prepare yourself.
3, 2, 1. Activate! The crowd are waiting for something to happen here. The axe slamming in on the attack. Tricky to cut into the titanium, luckily for them. The steel armor giving it some protection from the impact. Tough steel armor, making it harder to cut into, of course. Their spike's been broken off! Off comes the axe, leaving them with much less attack power. That's a real blow. The blades grind round, trying to get into a good position to attack. Not too easy to cut into titanium armor. The steel resisting the blade so far. The armor holding out well against the charge. Metal everywhere, and the crowd love it. Not a lot happening here. The crowd want more action. Smashing down with that mighty axe blade, determined to pound it into submission. And I think it's ready to submit now. The titanium standing up for now. How long will it hold out? The titanium standing up well to the punishment. Just a scratch as the spike slides off again. The steel taking the punishment well so far. This has all the makings of a classic battle. The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. The titanium won't be able to stand up to too much of that. This is what Robot Wars is all about. Carnage! Tricky to cut into the titanium, luckily for them. Off comes the cease!
Robot use. Prepare yourself.
3, 2, 1. Activate! The crowd are wondering what's happened here. This isn't what they came to see. They want maiming and slaughter. Not too easy to cut into titanium armor. Tough steel armor, making it harder to cut into, of course. The titanium armor, not as effective against that impact as they'd like. Barely grazing it as it passes. The axe bouncing off. No damage visible. Shunt. Ready to deal with any trespassers. In comes the spike! But it doesn't look damaged to me! The steel taking the punishment well so far. They're lying on their back like a turtle in the sun. I'm afraid they can't seem to get back up. It's turtle soup for them. 10 out of 10 for effort. But no points for damage that time. The crowd are waiting for something to happen here. The flame pipes now gushing fire as the valve is open. The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. The steel... Cease!
Robot use. Prepare yourselves.
Three, 2, 1. Activate! Not a lot happening here. The crowd want more action. Not easy to smash through that polycarbonate shell. The polycarbonate, not such good defense against cutting attacks. The titanium standing up for now. How long will it hold out? Their spike's been broken off! I don't think the spike did much good that time. Bumping and banging. Not a lot of damage so far. The rotating lawnmower blade heading in to cut it down to size. Hard to make an impression on the polycarbonate. It's very tough. The cutting attack doing its best to get through the bulletproof glass. The titanium won't be able to stand up to too much of that. Stabbing away with a spike. The crowd getting restless, waiting for them to get going. Immediately attacking. The weapon flicking away. Racing in on the attack. Can they lift it though? It crashes in, and that's gonna hurt. Trying to cut its way through the polycarbonate, and it's gonna be tough getting through the bulletproof glass on there. The titanium armor not as effective against that impact as they'd like. The lawnmower blades just grazing the surface. Mind the paintwork? It smashes in, but standing up fairly well to this battering. They can't right themselves here. I'm afraid it's game over. And Shunt sees his chance, here he goes! Not easy to smash through that polycarbonate shell. The titanium standing up for now. How long will it hold out? The polycarbonate, not such good defense against cutting attacks. Tough steel armor, making it harder to cut into, of course. It cease! They braved the weather and won the Open Trophy. They were the worthy winners in the end.